Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Airtel. Download Airtel TV to watch and support Ugandan talent on The Voice Africa every Sunday at 8 p.m.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Katonga River blocks Masaka Road as Engola's body arrives in Oyam. A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We warmly welcome you to News Tonight, this Thursday, the 11th of May, 2023. Let's start with a look at the top stories. President Yoweri Museveni tells Khartoum's special envoy that it is time to stabilize Sudan. Traffic disrupted along Kampala-Masaka Highway as Katonga burst its banks. Body of fallen Kano Engola airlifted to Oyam. District Council eulogizes him. While Makerere University student halls of residence in a sorry state. We welcome you once again. My name is Micheal Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakuni joins in for sign language interpretation. Now, in our first story, President Yoweri Museveni has welcomed His Excellency Ibrahim Gali, the President of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic to Uganda. The two leaders held talks on matters of mutual interest, aiming at enhancing cooperation between the two countries. During the meeting, the leaders discussed various topics, including economic cooperation, trade relations, and regional security. President Museveni emphasized the importance of strengthening diplomatic and economic ties between Uganda and the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, expressing his commitment to working towards the goal. That was at State House, Entebbe. Moving on, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has called for an end to the politics of identity in Africa, citing it as a major cause of instability in the continent. He made this statement during a meeting with the Ambassador Dafala Alhaji Ali, the special envoy of the chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council in Sudan, who briefed him about the ongoing efforts to achieve peace in Sudan. President Museveni explained that Uganda has been able to stabilize itself by focusing on politics of interests rather than identity, and urged Sudan to do the same. He also criticized the existence of Hemeti's group, calling it a mistake caused by the politics of identity. Museveni encouraged the people of Sudan to take ownership of their country and resolve political issues. He called for a ceasefire and urged the parties involved in the war to allow peace to prevail so that people can elect their own leaders. The president also expressed his happiness that the two parties in Sudan had agreed to integrate the Rapid Support Forces into the National Army, noting that integration is possible with political will. He cited Uganda's experience of creating a new national army after defeating Idi Amin in 1979, which took 3 years. The Sudan Special Envoy informed President Museveni that the parties involved had agreed to move the fighting away from civilian quarters and hospitals, and progress was being made towards ending the conflict. Ambassador Alhaji Ali extended appreciation from General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the people of Sudan to President Museveni for his efforts towards peace and development in their country, Sudan. In more news, the flooding of River Katonga has paralyzed traffic around Kayabwe along Kampala-Masaka Highway. All vehicles, including cars and motorcycles, cannot cross to the other side as the water is running at a very high speed across the road.
The flooding of Katonga River has disturbed motor cars and cycles, causing traffic along Kampala-Masaka Highway in Kayabwe. Commuters, shopkeepers and pedestrians were left stranded in the area after law enforcement decided to suspend all traffic to save lives. A number of vehicles were seen stranded in the area, and none of them could turn back or move forward.
This is a problem. Now we are dying here with the hunger. We want to try and reverse behind to see whether we can get something to eat.
We do hope by the time it goes to 6, we'll be okay, we shall go.
Security forces have got workable solutions like tying ropes around the affected area to prevent people from crossing. Leaders have urged people to be vigilant and also expressed concern over the challenge faced during the interruption, including patients failing to go to hospitals. Sarand Huchere, who is in charge of traffic from UNRA, has diverted traffic to go through Mpigi town, connecting to Zimbabwe Road.
There is a better route instead of you risking your life to go through Katonga. It is very risky. The water levels is very high.
The spokesperson Katonga Police Station ASP Lydia Tomshabi has warned road users to be cautious in as long as the road is still underwater. As of now, police is working tirelessly to stop residents from violating others who are robbing their property from their vehicles. Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
The body of the late Colonel Charles Okello Engola Machodwogo today arrived at his ancestral home in Oyam district after a brief stopover in Lira City. The body was received at the Oyam district Boma grounds for a special council meeting before a short prayer at his home church and later to his home in Awangi, where he will be laid to rest.
At 11:30 a.m., this plane carrying the casket of late Labour Minister, retired Colonel Charles Okello Engola, landed at Anyeke Primary School playground. The plane was, however, expected to land at Achaba sub-county, but quick arrangements were made for the funeral van to receive the body. In the company of Government Chief Whip, UPDF officers and family members, the body was led to and received at Boma ground by the district speaker, Oyam. A motion to eulogize him was moved and several rules suspended to allow members pay tribute to the fallen minister.
The body be received in this house for members to eulogize.
Because he is an ambitious man that has never planned to fail. He's a man who has never failed to plan and has never planned to fail.
As a market in my sub-county of Achaba, where the market was named after this particular name, Mashuduogo.
I think it is time that we take on the issue of mental health in this country.
Speaker after speaker members expressed bitterness in the manner in which the former army commander died.
We are demanding from the government, because there have been several investigations in this country, all that has happened, that has cost the life of our God and son.
A number of resolutions emerged and adopted by local government leaders from across the region.
But I also think there should be a tangible item that we can inclusively follow with government and make sure that in memory of a person of the character of Honorable Charles, something is done to remember him.
They resolved that government gives the deceased a posthumous promotion and that a vocational institution be built and named after him, among other resolutions.
Colonel retired Charles Okello Engola Majuduogo will be remembered as a defender, will be remembered as a protector, will be remembered as a guardian, will be remembered as a watchdog, will be remembered as a soldier who stood tall during the time for peace and matters of security for Lango, for northern Uganda, and for Uganda.
Late Machoduogo's body was taken to his home church, St. Nathan Church of Uganda, for a requiem service, and later to his home in Icheme, where he will finally be laid to rest on Saturday. Eddie Oloa, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Eddie Olua. About 400 people at Uganda's border with South Sudan in Moyo district have been displaced after intense fighting between South Sudanese and Ugandans along the border at Gwere North Parish, Lefori sub-county in Moyo district. The clash happened in a dispute spot that the two sides have been claiming ownership over.
We received information that there was a violent clashes along the borderline, especially in the place called Gwere North Parish. A group of youth from our neighboring country had the attack on the Ugandans along the border, and then that led into retaliation attacks also from the Ugandans living in that area. This happened on Sunday night. By morning, we intervened as a government, UPDF, security forces, and on Tuesday, on Monday during the daytime, there was still counter attack. More houses were burnt at our UPDF barracks. From Monday evening, we hosted a population there amounting to 300 to 400 citizens of Uganda. Good enough, we have not lost any life. All those who were involved, there are those who got injuries. A number of 9 Ugandans were intercepted by the South Sudanese youth, especially the Kuku youth, who were involved in this confusion. My office worked together with the security of South Sudan. We were able to recover those Ugandans. I received them yesterday at the border.
We were innocent of their meeting, only that we found now we were captured by some army and some civilians. They came with the arrow and the bow, and then these gunmen, they came and captured us. That the reason is that the land, where we are sitting is not our land, and the South Sudanese here are complaining that the Ugandans are now torturing them over their land, whereby we were captured, other people were tortured, properties looted, like me, personal, my motorcycle also got lost in that scenario. So we are fought. That was on Sunday. So Monday is when me personally I went to Yumbe and report this issue, because the majority population of these people are people of Yumbe.
President Yoweri Museveni has contributed 20 million shillings towards the Buganda tournament slated to start this Saturday. Presidential aide Hadija Namialo delivered the money from the president to the Premier of Buganda Kingdom, Charles Peter Mayiga, at Bulange Mengo.
On Saturday this week, the Kabaka of Buganda, Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II, will open the Buganda tournament Buganda clan at Wankolokoko Stadium. The president has contributed 20 million shillings to the tournament to help organize and buy tickets for the youth to watch the tournament. Buganda Premier Charles Peter Mayiga thanked the president for the donation.
The system, of course, is embedded within the heritage of Buganda, which the Kabaka is custodian of. So when you come to support something which is in people's daily lives, which is in their hearts, you win them over. And I think Hajat Namial here is being very smart.
Mayiga welcomes everyone without discrimination to support the development of the kingdom.
It's actually true that the clan system is an anchor of unity. But when you support the Vika football tournament, for example, you put that belief into practice. We do not choose the parties to which people are going to belong. It's just like a religion. So we urge NRM supporters to come out and support their clans during this tournament. This tournament might be one of the hottest tournaments we are going to witness. And it would be good when you come out as an NRM supporter and you show your support to your clan. Come out as an NUP supporter, a DP supporter, whatever.
Presidential advisor on political affairs and head of the presidential office, Hajat Hadija Namialo, said the president decided to participate in helping the clan tournament because they have been very helpful in bringing unity among the youth.
Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, being or coming from Ente clan, he sent me to come and honor and bring in the 20 million in support of Buganda. And he told me he wishes his clan to win. The national chairman of NRM and advocate of togetherness. For me, I'm here as his political assistant.
The president will continue to support sports to help youth find something to do through their talents.
For the youth, and this brings all the youth together. And we are here to bring back the youth all together as one to fight corruption, to create opportunities.
I'm Navka Farida and Joseph Moyengo.
Corruption ranks the first among the top 3 constraints in making business in Uganda. Corruption complicates business, inhibits job creation, and discourages domestic and foreign investments. During the private sector anti-corruption conference in Kampala, the spokesperson of the Kampala City Trade Association, Issa Sekito, said that corruption in Uganda has become a pandemic that all Ugandans have no option for survival. The Deputy IGG Anne Twinomji Shamhaire says it might take Uganda a little more time to reach the middle income target due to the increasing corruption among the public and private sectors.
The Deputy IGG, Antwino Mujisha Mohaire, says no single day passes without a report about corruption-related incident in Uganda.
But Uganda is also ranked, unfortunately, number 116 among 190 economies in the ease of doing business. And this is according to the latest World Bank annual ratings. And this is partly because we have a corruption problem. It is a very serious problem.
Mohaire says Uganda will take a little longer to achieve the middle income status due to failure to fight corruption.
With the poor perception, we don't attract foreign direct investment that would attract international capital for economic development and hence creating jobs. So it may unfortunately take us a little bit longer to acquire, to attain the middle income status that we all wish to get.
Mohaire attacked regulatory agencies for championing counterfeit and dangerous products on market as they side with fake dealers.
Corruption is also likely to undermine the regulatory environment and the efficiency of state institutions. All these have a direct negative impact on the private sector.
The Kampala Capital City Traders Association spokesperson, Issa Sechito, says corruption in Uganda has become a pandemic and shocking that even whistleblowers are haunted and are in fear of their lives.
It is one thing to be courageous, to be the one to take the message. But at times we fear. Before you reach home, somebody knows it is Issa who has reported. My friend, I have young children, I have older ones. So at times you think, not that I mistrust the officers.
The team leader, European Union delegation to Uganda, Leonard Derrida, explains that Uganda loses over 7,000 jobs to corruption, leaving the country at crossroads over the youth unemployment challenge.
I'm convinced that this program and today's dialogue will be instrumental to make sure that we achieve our objectives and contribute to job creation and inclusive and sustainable growth in Uganda. In this context, I would like to remind you that there is a challenge of creating around 700,000 jobs for youth a year.
The Belgian development arm is sensitizing the public and private sector to use digital tools and increase on the transparent means of service delivery to curb corruption.
So what we do is we are promoting and supporting, building the capacity of the private sector to embrace the digital tools that have been put out by government, the e-procurement, the EGP system, so that a number of companies can be able to enroll on that system, and then supporting them to really be able to embrace that. But also we are working with NITA Uganda to improve accessibility to digitalized services.
I'm Navka Farida and Setumba Douglas in Kampala.
Uganda People's Defense Forces has deployed the brigade-sized soldiers in Abim district, and locals and leaders thanked government in the intervention towards the situation. This comes after the situation worsened as several people were killed, abducted, cattle raided, among others, by suspected GA Karimojong warriors. The Deputy 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Felix Busizori, met the district leaders and the army officers in Abuku sub-county, Abim district, and assured them of security for the people in the area.
Since the beginning of this year, Abim district has been experiencing insecurity characterized of killings, abductions, and cattle raiding, among others, by suspected Karimojong warriors.
The two people were abducted on Saturday. That is Korean Joseph, who is still at life, and then Lochero Peter. That's the one we have just got the body lying. He's already dead.
Imagine for us to bring the cows back from there to reach down took us 5 hours. Sloping down. You cannot, even you to move alone, because even sometimes the cow can roll.
The 3rd Division Deputy Commander, Brigadier General Felix Busizori, met with the Abim District RDC James Shilaku, LC5 Captain Retired Juventine Omara, army officers, and LC3 chairpersons from the affected sub-counties. Leaders complained of underdeployments in this vulnerable district.
Our watch in particular is surrounded by hills, and these are some of the habitats. These are the place where some of these warriors hide themselves. This is their hideouts. So I would request that, if possible, some operations or lethal operations be done on top of those hills.
Flushed out of the hills, they have nowhere to go, because back home there is also census of those that are available and those that are.
They had the scanty manpower. There were a few numbers in some of them. We discussed, they guided us.
Busizori announced the additional brigade size force to Abim district.
501 brigade, and it has started deployment. Therefore, serious operations are going to begin in those identified areas, including the hills where the criminal elements have been hiding. Therefore,
Busizori assured farmers security, warned their farms as many had failed to go to their gardens.
That the security of Abim is going to normalize, telling the people of Abim to keep calm and go back to their gardens. We are assuring their safety.
Leaders thanked government for intervening in the security situation in Abim.
Accepting our outcry, our plight, I believe by sending the UPDF personnel, we are good to go. I have a belief that peace will return to our district, to our region, and to other parts outside the region of Karamoja.
But as I talk now, our people are now being relieved somehow.
Abim district, like Katonga district in Karamoja, is a victim of insecurity caused by suspected Karimajong warriors. The district bedding at the border of Kotido and having many mountains makes it more vulnerable as to insecurity.
The leadership of Kampala Capital City Authority, led by the Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago, have raised a number of irregularities alleged to have hindered road projects in the city. While meeting the Parliamentary Committee on Physical Infrastructure, KCCA pokes holes in the contractual processes and inflated costs of road construction within Kampala. The committee has noted over 40 billion shillings likely to be lost from paying utility service providers to relocate from public land.
We are now pleased that at least we are being heard.
Kampala Capital City Authority has raised concerns over irregularities in the road construction and maintenance projects in Kampala.
Donor funds money come in and those funds are not properly utilized. This is our major concern, that we have sunk in a lot of money, but with little improvement on our infrastructure.
Arias Lukwago, the Lord Mayor of Kampala, accuses the system of awarding contracts to contractors, leading to government funds being wasted.
Sebana used to sign those contracts as a witness. Sebagala used to sign the contracts as a witness. Sebana would sign as a witness. Sebagala would sign as a witness. When it came to Lukwago, they said, no, you're not supposed to witness.
Lukwago and his KCCA team appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Physical Infrastructure, chaired by David Karubanga, to discuss the alleged inflated costs of road reconstruction and maintenance in Kampala.
Under this program, a kilometer would cost a whooping sum of around 15.4 billion. This is exorbitantly high when compared to other units in the region. Nairobi, for example, the other roads we have also benchmarked. A tarmac road would cost approximately $1 million. In Kigali, $800,000.
One example cited by KCCA was the proposed road works at Spring and Port Bell roads in Nakawa division, stretching approximately 10.01 kilometers, estimated at 138 billion shillings. During the discussion, the MPs noted that 40 billion shillings had been allocated under Lot 2 to pay off utility providers such as Umeme and National Water and Sewage Corporation to relocate their facilities from public land under KCCA, which Lukwago says is illegal.
Right now we are felling trees on the road, on the red side, which is our road corridor, where we are relocating the utilities from. You get the point? The utilities are within the corridor where we are removing the trees, and those trees are not on private land. The trees are in the corridor, and they are saying we are paying Umeme, we are paying UNRWA, or whatever, all those utility companies, 14.3 billion Uganda shillings. And on top of that, the contractor has got 10%.
I am just surprised. If that is what the law says, why are we having this budgeted for? Is there incompetence on the part of the technical teams that they cannot read the law and internalize it? If I allowed you to come and lay your pipes through my compound, at some point when I want to do my rehabilitation, again it becomes my cost.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Not giving any other person.
Still in Parliament, the Committee on Information and Communication Technology is engaging with the Ministry of Information and National Guidance plus related entities to assess the progress of implementation of planned activities for 2022-23. Minister for Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, has emphasized that efforts are being put towards increasing access to internet by the population to ease access to information.
The National Development Plan 3 highlights information and communication technology, ICT, and innovation as key in the transformation of the country. Now the Parliamentary Committee on Information and Communication Technology, ICT, is engaging with Ministry of Information and National Guidance and entities that fall under it to assess the progress of implementation of planned activities for the financial year 2022-2023. Key areas of discussion include the extension of internet services to the population.
We've been trying to extend the infrastructure in the entire country so that there is the connectivity. We've been laying the national backbone infrastructure. We have covered up to 60% of the country. We intend to extend down to all the corners of the country so that there is broadband, there is connectivity in all corners.
Minister for Information and National Guidance, Chris Baryomunsi, however, says Ugandans still have little appreciation of ICT.
There is still a lot of digital illiteracy, so we have to do much, to do more, to sensitize and educate Ugandans to appreciate what the ICT is and what the ICT can do to enable us move faster.
And of course, we all know that ICT is cross-cutting along all the sectors of government. Name it, health, education, agriculture, to mention only but a few, because it contributes highly to the economic transformation of a country. It also provides communication. It promotes a knowledgeable society, a well-informed.
The issue is prioritization and actually investing where you feel you'll have maximum impact. So what we're looking at is, with the little resources we have, where should we focus the investment in the ICT sector for maximum impact? The most critical thing is understanding that ICT is an enabler for everything we are doing in the country.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Sawede, pointed out that the utilization of ICT is key in helping government to plan and serve the population better.
We have developed a system for document management. It's called the e-document registration document management system. We have a system for education management where we are registering schools, teachers, students. I think this exercise was done last year and it is still continuous, so that we are able to plan from an point of view. How many students do we have in this country? How many teachers do we have? Where are we lacking in terms of resources, in terms of teachers, in terms of the pay, and where do we need to put more schools? Those kind kind of things can only be done if we have data and information, and this system is one of those that has been developed. We have also developed the Parish Development Management Information System that is going to be presented to the honourable members of the ICT Committee of Parliament to show them how much data we have registered households in this country to a tune of 50%. I think 4 million plus households have been registered.
Information and communication technology is one of the fast growing sectors of the economy, offering many opportunities, and therefore investment is required to make this sector more vibrant. Adia Nakute, UBC.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
She is our family's pride, and as her father, I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Iwakato, this is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mold Technologies, your professional research firm.
Where does it come from? That thing that makes us Ugandan. That thing that makes us different from everybody else. Where does it grow infinitely? Some say it's in our history, in our culture, and in our hearts, in our warm smiles and vast miles of coffee, dairy farmland, and amazing maize fields. It's in our inherent pursuit to always be better, to never stop growing and glowing. So you see, we are more than just a waving flag. We are a nation of sweat and skills, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what truly makes us Ugandan is our quest to improve the quality of life for Ugandans by creating sustainable jobs, businesses, and improving household incomes. That's what makes us Uganda Development Bank.
Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
UBC News Tonight. We thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. The Education Committee of Parliament has made an assessment tour of the infrastructure project at Makerere University, including the main building, or commonly known as the Ivory Tower, which was put down by fire. The committee, led by their chairperson, John Ntamuhira, during the assessment tour, learned that out of the 17 billion that was appropriated for the rehabilitation of the main building, only 8 was released. It also learned that the lives of students in the halls of residence are at stake due to the hall's poor condition.
In September 2020, Makerere University main building was gutted by fire in the wee hours of the night. The iconic building, constructed in the early 30s, that was the landmark of the university, was all destroyed by a known fire. The funds were, however, disbursed to restore the landmark building, and works started in 2022. During the assessment tour of the infrastructure progress of the projects at the university, the Education Committee of Parliament made site visits in the main building in restoration, halls of residence, the university hospital, among others.
The work seems to be moving on well, and to us, within 6 months to 10 months, they should be able to complete the facility, but the details will be given to us later.
First, the historical building currently under restoration and works were in progress. The project is expected to be complete late 2023.
Important thing, we want to find out whether the money that we are appropriating as Parliament and what government is sending here is doing the right work or not. We shall establish that by the time.
The committee learned that out of the money that had been appropriated for the restoration of the historical building, only 8 billion has so far been released.
If you look at the construction of the restoration of the main building, the Ivory Tower, out of 17 billion, they have only released 8 billion. So finance is also doing a disservice to the development and reconstruction of some of these infrastructures at the university. So
the committee toured other structures at the university, and most of them are visibly dilapidated. The halls of residence at the university that are still accommodating students, including Africa Hall, Mary Stewart Hall, University Hall, Micheal Hall, are all at the verge of collapse.
Because the few areas you have looked at, the facilities are not in good condition at all.
For Mary Stewart, there are still guards, but they are at risk anytime that block can fall.
At Mary Stewart Hall are visibly falling debris of cracked walls and ceilings, all posing a danger to lives of students. On the contrary, the famous Lumumba Hall was closed down to save lives of students after it got extremely dilapidated beyond renovation.
We have also visited Lumumba Hall. That one, when we came here in the tennis parliament, we had recommended they should close it. And we are happy that university followed our recommendations and it is closed due for rehabilitation.
If you look at the halls of residence, Lumumba Hall and Mary Stewart Hall, the money which was approved for reconstructing those halls of residence up to now, finance has not yet released.
Some of the committee members proposed acquisition of a loan for a general overhaul of all halls of residence, not only in Makerere University, but all other public institutions.
So the Makerere wants to rehabilitate, and their willingness will be rehabilitating. But is the government willing? I've insisted from Engola and the First Lady, let them get loans like other entities for revamping and rehabilitation.
Most worrying is that the university hospital is likely to lose its land after failing to secure the land title.
We are now here at the hospital. The hospital is also in a very sorry state.
Makerere University is Uganda's oldest public university, started 100 years ago. The university was allocated over 100 billion shillings last financial year for renovation of key structures and building of the perimeter wall. The committee is expected to make recommendations and report to the House. Susan Naonga reporting for UBC TV.
UBC News Tonight. National Planning Authority has met with development partners in Kampala to review the third National Development Plan. The authority's Executive Director, Dr. Joseph Muvawala, reveals that slow implementation of public investments contributed to low growth overturns. This was at Golf Course Hotel in Kampala during the mid-term review of the third National Development Plan.
So, peace and conflict, please, you are going to be speaking.
To grace the review exercise for the third National Development Plan was this panel of geopolitical and socio-economic experts. They were armed with questions, concerns, and future prospects.
The planning function should be cut off from Ministry of Finance and given its own institutional home and a legal framework and be it independent rather than being an outfit within the Ministry of Finance.
It is even more worrying that in this budget that we are processing, out of the 11 priorities of government for funding, there is only irrigation, which is supposed to be climate related, which has only 65 billion anyway.
To bet on the political angle was geopolitical analyst Professor Mwambusi Andebesa. He decried corruption as one of the obstacles to the progress of the Third National Development Plan.
Here in Uganda, we are talking about ghosts. Ghost teachers, ghost pensioners, ghost soldiers, ghost nurses, ghost midwives, ghost land titles, ghost health centers, ghost etc. How can you have a plan implemented when you are implementing alongside ghosts?
He also blamed slow progress on public administration expenditure due to creation of new administrative units.
National Planning Authority has been giving recommendations that please stop expanding districts, cities, municipalities, etc. to reduce on public expenditure. But the government has continued to expand, isn't it? I sometimes joke that the National Planning Authority is an authority without authority.
Let Planning Authority decide, let Finance implement, along with the other ministries, and that's the solution. Let's not lament of what's wrong. Let's redo, review, refresh, press the refresh button. Thank you.
The debate resulted from earlier submissions by the main stakeholders of the country's development plan. Dr. Joseph Muvawala presented the summary of the findings.
Those productive sectors are only receiving 9% of your budget. What does that lead us to as government? That we have a serious allocative efficiency problem. If we say we want to grow, and those productive sectors are having 9%, there is something that we have to do about restructuring the national budget.
UNDP resident representative Elsie Atafua wants more investment in industrialization.
We need to pay attention to investments, from renewable energy to preparedness for pandemics and extreme natural hazards to ease planetary pressures. The second thing is on insurance, including social protection to prepare our societies for the contingencies of the uncertain world. And finally, we need to be innovative. Innovation in its many forms, including technological, economic, cultural, to respond to the unknown challenges that humanity would face.
Now, the review aimed to redirect the country towards the recovery of the economy after COVID-19. And of course, the after effects by assessing and reprioritizing the assumptions.
Government is aware and working on any challenges. These fears have been allayed by State Minister for Planning, Amos Lugolobi.
The MTR presents an opportunity to realign the NDP 3 for the remaining plan period. So we are trying to realign ourselves and to see how we could recover what we lost in the last 2 years.
When you are rich and you have a poor neighbor, you will not sleep, and the poor neighbor will not sleep. How can we balance so that both of you can have good sleep? It's the intention of the parish development model.
For now, there remains more questions, more answers, and much prospects as the Fourth National Development Plan is unveiled. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundawa. First school fees I teach you. When I'm going to school, because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? Is serious you? What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Moyo Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Moyo Technologies, your professional research firm.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Yes, it's UBC Business News tonight. Centenary Technology Services and MTN Uganda have announced a partnership to promote equity and inclusivity in basic services. The two entities have committed to investing 1 billion shillings to leverage technology to drive inclusive growth and development in Uganda. They will collaborate towards creating innovative solutions that benefit everyone, especially those who have been left behind, such as women, the youth and rural poor communities. Centretech's Chief Technology Officer Peter Kahigi and MTN CEO Sylvia Molinge had this to say during the event at Makerere House in Kampala.
I have started building, for instance, small micro-lending solutions. Others are building solutions around identity and access management. Others are building solutions around credit scoring. So they are doing various things. But when we go into the incubation, then we shall start focusing them on trying to put a thermometer in the market to find out what does the market really need. Because some of these products that we're working with might have already been saturated in the market. This program. Just to make a quick note about our reach as Centenary Group. As you may be aware, we have within our ecosystem maybe about 4,000 schools, 300 hospitals. So we expect that some of these people will be used to develop solutions for that ecosystem.
I think there's opportunity for us to be able to leverage even the capacity that we have in the regions to take this outside of Kampala and take it into the regions based on the regional infrastructure that we have, which goes beyond just providing the financial support that is required for the program.
Talking sport, Uganda's wish to promote grassroots sports talent identification and development is being hampered by inadequate funds to local governments. This has been testified by district sports officers at the 10th edition of the Primary Schools National Kids Athletics and Special Need Championship in Luero.
The mood at Kasana Playground in Luwero District, where the 2023 Primary Schools National Kids Athletics and Special Needs Championship is hosted, is electric. The ambience is of learners that are proud to be part of the sport, but also enjoying the camaraderie that comes along. This championship is contested at district level and has brought together 145 local governments and more than 5,000 athletes.
We are glad to be in this championship. Of course, this is our 10th edition, and we are very glad. The championship has started well. We are hoping for the best. As usual, we have our areas of competitive advantage, that is the cross-country. We are very set. We want to believe that we shall take on our colleagues from other districts.
We are very grateful here that the whole survey now has featured in this kids athletics, and we are very privileged. Our participants, as you look at their faces, they are very ready for this championship and for the competition. They are ready to take up the trophy, or they are ready to become the championship of this competition.
But as the athletes enjoy every aspect at the championship, district sports officers decry low funding, poor collaboration, and a couple of other challenges that derail sports development.
The challenge we have is support from what? Teachers from all those schools, especially the private schools. They don't want to bring their participants on ground. Yet when it comes to primary, we handpick from what schools. We don't take as a school as a whole. We have to pick the best participants from different schools so that we make a very strong district team.
Government sends 40 million Uganda shillings to local governments to manage sport and other co-curricular activities like music, dance and drama.
Realize that the money government is giving us not enough. We are having kids, as we have seen, so many kids have remained back in the districts. We have secondary school sports, we have community sports, we have special needs sports, the disabled, we have seen this here. So funds are not enough. Second, we have issues with the structure. There's only one person in charge of all sports in the district.
The good news to these sports officers and Ugandans in general is that National Council of Sports has intensified reviving of district sports councils. National Council of Sports will thereafter ensure better funding and provision of equipment to spark grassroots talent identification and development. John Barnes, Sentama, UBC News. John Barnes Sentamo brings us to the end of all we had for you. At this point, we'll get back to you at 10 p.m. with another arrangement. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni and the whole team. Let's catch you then. Thank you so much for watching.